McVeigh and I'm the Chief Executive of the Maritime and Coastguard Agency. Well, I tell people that the job called to me, which it did. It combined all of the elements that I have loved and thrived on throughout my career, from the legal to the state protection of the right to life, to the regulator, to digitalising huge registers. All of these elements came together with a lifelong love of the sea. Hugely in terms of respect for our complete reliance on the shipping industry as a nation. The power of the sea as you live beside it and you see that it changes from one beast to entirely another within an hour, and the challenges that that poses for all who try to operate on the sea around our coastline and beyond. I think scale is the word. We know that we are utterly reliant upon shipping to survive as a nation. But when you come close to the work that our teams do, both in protecting life, providing rescue, and also then going on board all of the vessels, from fishing vessels under 15 metres that people are able to store at their own homes, to vast creatures that basically cross the globe, and how crucial it is that every element of that is tested for safety, so as we can ensure that all of those who work and live aboard can feel safe. Safety, saving life, protecting life, always making sure that the quality mark that exists through the red ensign, through the UK flag, that has been a source of comfort to seafarers and the public globally, remains as vital an element of the maritime world as it has always been. I think it's of great importance, whether it is with the operation of the IMO, standing on the floor of the IMO in London in discussions with people from all over the world, with all of the value that they bring, and sharing all of the history that we have and all of our forward planning with those people to protect the planet and the industry going forward. I think the public is aware of the need to protect the planet. I think we have perhaps very slowly come to it, but we understand that the commercialisation comes at a price, and industry is very clear from the conversations that I have had, and industry is leading the way as to how we can make good and how we can protect life. We want to make sure as a regulator that we are keeping pace with industry and assisting industry as we look at all of these challenging issues, whether it be autonomous vessels or decarbonisation. And there's always a can do better approach at the MCA, and we're absolutely determined that we do all that we can within our powers to provide that service to industry that it requires. We all have to play our part, and it's humbling on the floor of the IMO to see all of those nations playing their part, and at different stages in history those nations have played different parts, and what we have in the UK is the ability, with the gravitas of our history and our knowledge and our involvement in industry, to be as supportive as all of those other nations as we can be. And that is palpable within the IMO. It's a key priority within the Department of Transport, and it is everyday business for the MCA. It's one of the services that we provide. We want to make sure that industry can access the information that it needs as quickly, painlessly as possible. And there's always lots more that we can do, and the team are working very hard at the minute to try and see how we can optimise that further. But it's one of the services that we hope will make life as easy as possible for industry. Well, it will be the thrill of being able to be so close to all of those people in industry in one place at one time. Coming in April, my priority has been to meet all of the team within MCA all over the UK, to connect into the work of the overseas territories and the Crown dependencies. And so I have been looking forward all summer, both to my holiday and to London International Shipping Week, because there I have the opportunity to say hello, and most importantly, as I've done with MCA team, to listen to industry. I've had various exchanges up until now, but this is just a fabulous opportunity, and if anyone does see me, please say hello, and tell me what you think the future in terms of the industry is, and tell me how you think we can make sure to help you. I think it will be to have heard as much as we can from the industry, to make sure that we have listened to the most challenging questions, and that we go back home like everyone else and we have another discussion about what we have heard, that it doesn't stay in London in International Shipping Week, that any exchange that people are generous enough to give to us, we will reflect upon further. We know that there's lots more to do. We know that there are challenges that haven't yet been met, and it's our determination as a team to rise to those challenges. And so is what we learn from London International Shipping Week this year. Some messages will not be new, but we will have seen some growth when we have those conversations in 2024.
My name is Sarah Leonard, and I'm the head of the UK Shipping Concierge. So the UK Shipping Concierge is a service that was created following a call from industry to have a dedicated team to support them engaging with government and support their working in the UK. We offer a service that helps businesses get the right help at the right time to support them trading in the UK. So we help maritime businesses in three specific ways. The first is connecting. We connect them with the right parts of government to help get answers to the questions they might have about trading in the UK. We promote the UK overseas so that international businesses know about everything that the UK has to offer. And then we improve the UK maritime offer where there is the opportunity to do so, so that the UK remains the best place in the world for maritime business. Well, the UK maritime offer covers so many different parts of government, be it the UK flag, tonnage tax, visas for seafarers. And so it's really important that as a government, we are able to help businesses when they have questions about trading in the UK, and having the UK Shipping Concierge as their first port of call for those questions means that we can save companies time and money by being able to be on hand and have the expertise and answer their questions as soon as they come to us with those questions. So I think from a government perspective, having the UK Shipping Concierge who speaks and engages a lot with business, it enables us to hear what industry are asking of the government, and we can feed that back and we can serve as a representative of industry to government. And then on the industry side, I think a really important part of the UK Shipping Concierge is being that concierge service. So if a company comes to us with a question, we might not have the answer immediately, but we'll respond and say, We've received your question, we are on it, we will look into it for you and we'll get you an answer back as soon as possible. Getting a response, having someone to talk to, helps business know and build that trust between government and business that we are there to support them. So rather than slowing things down, we will go away and we'll do the legwork to get the answer to their question for them. The thing I'm most looking forward to about London International Shipping Week is being able to connect with international businesses that are coming into London, showcasing the great things that the UK has to offer, and hopefully introducing more of them to the UK Shipping Concierge so they know that we exist and we are there to help their businesses. The UK Shipping Concierge has three main priorities: connect, promote, improve. We connect international businesses with the UK government to help them get the right help at the right time. We promote the UK Maritime offer internationally so businesses all over the world know all the many brilliant things that the UK has to offer their maritime business. And we improve the UK Maritime offer where there is the opportunity to do so based on the feedback that we get from industry. So in 12 months, the measure of success for me will be that more people know about the UK Shipping Concierge and are coming to us to get help when engaging with UK government, and that we're speaking to lots of different businesses who are interested in the UK, as the UK is the natural home for maritime business, and we'd love to ensure that every company who's thinking about where to set up or where to settle their business considers the UK as one of those options. Yes, so the UK Shipping Concierge was set up to support business as part of the Maritime 2050 strategy, as part of Build Back Better, and having a dedicated service that will save companies time and money and get them the right help at the right time means that they can focus on the day-to-day job of running their business, and we can focus on getting them the answers to doing business in the UK. As a ship owner, the reason you should come to the UK Shipping Concierge is we have been set up as a dedicated service to support ship owners doing business in the UK. And we are a team dedicated to supporting business. We are on hand to answer your questions, and we have a great network both across government but also with the trade associations in the UK and the regional clusters, and we can connect you with the right people to really make sure that whatever business you're doing in the UK does as well as it possibly can. And the UK Shipping Concierge has multiple ways that you can get in touch with us to get that help. We have a website at ukshippingconcierge.co.uk. We have a LinkedIn page, we have a Twitter account, and we also have an email address, contact us at shippingconcierge.gov.uk. And any of those platforms are available for ship owners to contact us. Also, I will be at London International Shipping Week. I will be around. We have an event that we're running there, so if you see me, grab my business card. That's another way that you can get in touch with the UK Shipping Concierge.
I'm Kate Ware and I'm the Director of UK Maritime Services and the UK's permanent representative to the International Maritime Organisation. Why does it matter? We are here to make sure that ships travel safely, that seafarers are safe and healthy, and ultimately we're an island nation and shipping is a lifeline to this country. Without those seafarers, without the protection of our environment, then you wouldn't have the food on your table. Maritime is probably the most critical industry to this country. As I've said, without shipping, you wouldn't have fuel in your cars, you wouldn't have medicine, workers wouldn't have protective equipment, you wouldn't have the food, you wouldn't have the laptops to go to school. So it's absolutely critical. And we, as a nation, have a responsibility to make sure that either the ships on the UK flag or foreign flag ships coming into UK waters, that they are safe, that they comply with the rules and regulations, that it's a safe working environment for the people that work on board those ships, that there is no damage or detriment to the environment, so that there's no pollution such as oil or garbage. So we must protect our coastal waters as well. So we have to accept that shipping is critical to all of our lives, and we have a duty of care and responsibility to make sure that the people aboard those ships travel safely, they've got a safe working environment, and we don't damage the environment. Without the seafarers, the ships don't operate. It's as simple as that. We've done studies, we've worked in this area, and if those seafarers are not strong, fit, healthy, and that means physically and mentally healthy, there is a huge impact on the safety of the ships, how they operate their ships. So we really need to promote the well-being of the seafarers. I think we as a nation we haven't rowed back on our attention to detail when it comes to seafarers' welfare. I'd like to think that that position would be maintained internationally, and when I speak to colleagues at IMO, I think it has been a real eye-opener. I think we've also got to be super careful that whilst the pandemic not gone away, it's been downgraded, we're not in the same place as we were when we were in lockdown, there is still knock-on and consequentials, you know. Perhaps ships maintenance hasn't been as good as it could be, there's been a slump in economies, people work long hours, so it hasn't just gone away for the seafarers. And also, we've also got to be mindful possibly that being a seafarer, whilst we have struggled to recruit and retain, even more so now since COVID. Some seafarers worked very long hours and chose not to go back to sea. So we just have to be really careful and mindful, and yeah, the welfare of the seafarers has got to remain our number one priority. I just hope that it's not just the maritime community that remembers that. So the decarbonisation of shipping, international shipping particularly, is a fact of life. It's not something that we might or might not do. We have to do it. We have to play our part in meeting those Paris agreements. You know, the IMO revised its strategy in July, which I think was very timely given that we actually have seen the world on fire this summer with devastating effect. We, as the MCA and UK Maritime Services, not necessarily in a position to give strategic direction. What I call capital P policy, that is for central government to take a order. For us as a regulator, if a ship operator comes to me and says, Katie, we have chosen to use ammonia, or we have chosen to do carbon capture, it's not for me to say, no, you should burn hydrogen. That's their chosen path and that's what they're financially committed to. It's our job as a regulator to support them. Now, that's a very strange place, and I've talked to other colleagues that are regular maritime regulators. We're going into a very strange place for shipping. We have prescriptive rules. The IMO produces prescriptive rules which we transpose into UK law. You shall have 2 lifeboats. You shall have a life jacket. Now, whatever people say, shipping likes that. It gives them certainty, they can invest, they know where to put their money, they know what needs to be done. Makes shipping a level playing field. We're moving into an area of grey. There aren't the rules and regulations for future fuels, new technologies. So we have to take a bit of a risk-based approach to regulating. So we can't just say, well, SOLAS says that you must burn diesel. You know, we have to find alternative means of assessing what they're doing on board. Is it safe? Can the fuels be handled safely? What fire protection do we need in place? It's going to look very different to what the rule books currently say. And in order not to stifle technologies, it's too soon to write the rules. We need to know where we're going with it all. So we're going to live in this, what I describe, a grey world for quite a long time. And IMO have started the discussions around the safety aspects of decarbonising shipping. Obviously the Environment Committee talks very much about how we reach those goals, what that footpath will look like and what the roadmap is going forward to meet the 2050 targets. We now need the same conversation at the Safety Committee about what do the rules say we can and can't do, and what fuels are possibly going to be out there, what do we need to do. So it's not for me or for the UK Maritime Services to say you shall burn X, Y and Z fuel to become decarbonised. It's what can we do to support you, and that's going to be difficult for all of us. It's going to be a learning curve for ship owners because they don't like the uncertainty. It's going to be difficult for the class societies, for the recognised organisations, for the flag administrations and for the port state control. So grey, different world for the surveyors, different world for us as a regulator, does however have to be done. Well, I'm very excited. The Hong Kong Convention on Ship Recycling, which was how I first started my time at the IMO, has finally been ratified and will enter into force in 2 years' time. And I'm really pleased to see that it's featuring on the agenda. The Hong Kong Convention for Ship Recycling is quite a complex convention, and there'll be quite a lot of loopholes that we've got to work through. The ship recycling is currently covered by something called the Basel Convention, which is the transboundary movement of waste. Ships don't really fit into it. Hong Kong Convention was designed specifically for the recycling of ships and to remove it shipping from the Basel Convention. So I'm really excited to get together with some of the colleagues from industry that I worked with. We've all got to sort of scratch our grey cells and see if we can remember what we all agreed in 2007 and work out what we need to do in the run-up to that convention finally coming into force in 2 years. So very excited to be talking to colleagues about that. I'm also very excited to be attending the Core Power event, which is talking about the possibility of nuclear for decarbonisation, which I think could be a solution. So that's really interesting. And obviously the main conference on Wednesday, where, you know, for the first time in a long time, we're actually all going to be in person. Last time we weren't quite in person, so it was always nice to welcome colleagues to London from all over the world and catch up and see what's happening.